We bought our daughter her first car, and now our ex-boyfriend refuses to give it back. Dear Aunt Jay, I'm absolutely fuming. We paid for our daughter's first car. Her ex is driving around in it and refuses to give it back. A few months ago, we gave our daughter Emma money to buy her first car, 9.5 grand. I know it's a lot, but we wanted her to have something decent and reliable. She hadn't passed her driving test yet, but her boyfriend Liam said he'd drive her everywhere and give her driving lessons as well. So Liam and Emma went off to buy the car. When they got back, Liam told us he'd signed all the paperwork. It just made sense for insurance purposes, and he'd be the one driving her everywhere anyway. When Emma passed her test, everything would be put into her name. To be honest, me and her dad were okay with that. Liam and Emma had been in a stable and serious relationship for a few years now, and ever since we've known him, he's always been responsible and reliable. And it was working really well. Liam was giving Emma driving lessons most days and took her to college and picked her up in the evenings. He did use the car for his own personal use, but we didn't have any problems with that. Then they broke up. They're both seeing other people now, which is fine, but Liam refuses to give the car back, says it's in his name, and Emma can't drive anyway. But we're the ones who paid for it. Now Emma's having to get the bus to work and college, and he's driving around in it like it's his. He refuses to either give the car back or give us what we paid for it. And we know legally we're stuck. But Liam knows full well that car's not his. We tried to help our daughter get on her feet, not hand her ex-boyfriend a free car. Fuming isn't the word. What do you think, Aunt Jay? I'm not surprised you're fuming. I'd be fuming too. You gave your daughter money for her first car, not so her ex could drive around in it like he even gave a penny towards it. I don't care about the paperwork. We all know what the intention was. The money came from you and your husband. The car was for your daughter, plain and simple. Now he's trying to play clever. Well, it's in his name. Okay, but how did that happen? Was the money his? No. Did he buy the car? No. He signed the paperwork just because she didn't have her license yet. That's all. He was doing her a favour, not making a silent claim for ownership. Now he's trying to use the fact that she can't drive to justify it. So I'll say this, he's not just keeping the car, he's showing you exactly what type of person he is. And you're lucky your daughter's seen it now and not later on down the line. If he had a shred of decency, he'd hand that car back and walk away. But he'd rather hold on to the fact that he signed papers than integrity. Hi Aunt Jay, what would you do? I let my best friend's family stay with me and now they've locked me out of my own home. I don't have much, but I will give anyone anything, especially friends and family. If I can help, I will. If I have it to spare, it's yours. That's just how I was raised. So when my best mate Marcus turned up at my door with suitcases, boxes, wife and toddler in tow, telling me their landlord had kicked them out. Apparently, he sold the flat from underneath them and left them with no help and no support. I didn't hesitate. I told them to come on in and stay as long as they needed. It was a little tight. I've only got a 2-bedroom flat, but it was the least I could do given the situation. And because it's bigger, I even gave up my own room to Marcus and his wife. Let the little boy stay in the spare room, and I took the sofa bed. They'd been through so much, I just wanted them to be comfortable. And we all got along really well. Marcus and his wife would cook for all of us, and we'd all eat together. And we shared the chores. It was fine. But then I want to say about 3 weeks in, there was some changes. His wife, who was usually friendly and chatty, would barely speak to me, and they stopped talking when I walked into the room. I had to go away for 3 days for a work conference. I was actually glad to be going away. The atmosphere in the flat made me feel awkward, to be honest. But then I didn't take it personally or think about it too deeply, because they were literally homeless with a small child. I couldn't expect them to be life and soul of the party the whole time. I've only got the one set of house keys, so I left it with them. When I got back on the Thursday, ringing the bell, no reply, kept ringing, shouting through the letterbox. I could hear music and I could smell cooking, so I knew they were in. I sent a text to both their mobiles. I didn't get any reply. By this time, I was fuming. About 15 minutes later, I got a reply from Marcus. He wrote, "You'll have to make us leave." Didn't understand what he was saying at first. Started banging on the door and telling them to open up. Marcus then shouted for me to go away through the letterbox. So I called the police. The police came. I explained to them that this was my home. I paid the mortgage and all of the bills. I told them that I would break the door down, and that was when the police said to me I should calm down, it's a civil matter, and if I broke the door down, it would be me that would be arrested. That night I slept in my car. The next day I went to see my solicitor. He pretty much told me the same thing as the police. I'd have to serve them notice, go to court and get a possession order. This would take months and cost thousands. Now I'm sleeping on my friend's sofa while the people I tried to help are living rent-free in my flat. And I'm still having to pay my mortgage. I did a bit of digging and I found their previous landlord. He told me he didn't sell the flat. He served them papers and took them to court. They were removed by bailiffs. They hadn't paid him any rent for months. I think he said 6 months. He gave them every chance to pay because he actually felt sorry for them because of their little boy. Just don't know how I'll ever trust anyone again. Wow. I just don't know how the law can allow someone to be locked out of their own property. So if you try to force your way into your own home where you pay the mortgage, you could be arrested. Unbelievable. The thing is, these weren't strangers. They were friends you thought of as family. I hope this experience won't turn you into a cold-hearted person. The worst thing is, these experiences make the world a much colder place where people just don't want to help each other anymore. This is awful, but don't let them change your warm, kind-hearted spirit. Carry on being you. I'm really sorry this happened to you. It won't feel like it now, but you will find people who are worthy of your kindness. Thanks for listening. And let me know in the comments section your thoughts on today's stories. And what advice would you give? Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories and advice from me every single week. And until next time, guard your heart and protect your peace.